Probate properties can be a great source of leads for you as a real estate investor, especially as a wholesaler and a flipper, because the beneficiaries to a property often were not planning on owning the inherited real estate, and this makes them motivated to sell these unwanted properties at a discount. So on today's video, we're going to do a deep dive on probate, what it is, how the process works, how to find these leads, marketing strategies, and other tips and tricks to help you dominate this lead type. Basically, everything you need to know about how to buy probate real estate for cheap. This is a video you don't want to miss because I'm going to show you multiple ways to make money with probate, even if you don't get the deal. All of that and more coming up.
This video is brought to you by FLIPSTER, the nation's #1 real estate software, with tools for finding, funding, and flipping houses. Check it out now at getflipster.com.
Hey, if you're new here to the channel, I'm Jerry Norton with FlippingMastery.com, and this channel is all about ways to help you make money wholesaling and flipping real estate so you can live your dream life. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified when new videos are released. Before we get into how to find probate leads that you can wholesale or flip for profit, let's take a minute and discuss what probate is and how it works. And just so you know, I've created a free report which breaks down everything that I'll be covering in this video. I'll tell you how to get that, so keep watching. Simply put, when a person dies, probate is the court-appointed process of validating and carrying out the deceased person's last written directives in regards to their possessions, including real estate that they may have owned. When someone dies, an administrator handles the estate. This person is also referred to as an executor or personal representative. For this video, I'll refer to this person as the executor. Now, if the deceased person had a written will called testate, then the will names the executor. If a person dies intestate or dies without having a will, the executor is usually court appointed and is called a public administrator or judiciary. The probate process is handled by probate court at the county level, and generally speaking, it takes about 6 months before any real estate can be sold. Now, as a real estate investor, if you plan on going after probate leads, you need to understand the probate process so that you know where it's at on the timeline with the probate process. Here's a quick 10-step breakdown of what happens. Step 1 is once a person dies, the will has to be what's called authenticated to verify it's legit. To do that, the will must be filed with the probate court where the deceased person died. Step 2 is the executor is officially appointed according to the will or appointed by the court. Step 3 is to post a probate bond to ensure that the executor fulfills the duties of the will and complies with state laws. Step 4 is the executor has to receive a letter of administration from the court giving him or her official authority to handle the estate. Step 5 is to locate and protect all of the assets. Now, this includes real estate, of course, but it also includes bank accounts, investment portfolios, vehicles, etc. During this step, all of the assets are placed in the exclusive control of the executor. Step 6 is all of the assets are appraised and an inventory is filed with the court. Step 7 is to notify any and all creditors who are given a limited time to make a claim on the estate. Step 8 is to liquidate certain assets and pay off all of the deceased person's debts. And this is when real estate that isn't bequeathed to a beneficiary can now be sold. And we'll come back to this, so keep watching. Step 9 is the executor has to file the deceased person's personal income tax return for the year that they died and pay any taxes owed from the estate. And finally, step 10 is any remaining assets, including cash, are distributed to the beneficiaries as stated in the will. By the way, all 10 steps, as well as everything else I'm covering in this video, is broken down into an easy to follow report that I'll give you for free. The link to download that is in the description box below. Now that you have a solid foundation on the probate process, there are 4 methods to get probate leads that we'll discuss. But before I go over them, first let's talk about how to specialize as a probate expert so that you can provide additional services to help more people, separate yourself from the competition, and make more money. In addition to offering to buy the property as is for cash and close quickly, offer to be a real estate full service provider. Maybe instead of selling the property at a discount for cash, they want to list the property for sale with an agent on the open market. If you have a real estate license, you can get paid a referral fee from a real estate agent. What if they want help to renovate the home? You could offer your contractor to give them a bid and get a referral fee from your contractor. What if they need a clean out service? You could offer that and again, get paid a referral fee from the clean out company. What if they need a good title company or anything at all real estate related? Become a full service provider and present yourself as a probate expert. Now, I often say we specialize in helping families in the probate process. Now, probate is delicate and it's emotional since you're often dealing with a loved one's personal assets, and this is a way to show that you really want to help them through the process. Okay, let's cover 5 methods to find probate leads. Method number 1 is to manually get a list from the courthouse. Like I mentioned earlier, probate is handled by the probate court system at the county where the deceased person died. Keep in mind, the courthouse process may vary slightly depending on your specific county, so it's up to you to learn the exact process in your county where you do deals. But the general process, if you wanted to manually get probate leads, is you would need to get to your local courthouse and talk to the probate clerk who can help you get the list. To find your local probate court, just Google probate court and then your county and state, and you'll find the information. Most courthouses do not allow electronic devices inside the building unless you're an attorney, so that means you would look up the information and then use a pen and paper to manually write down records. Hopefully you still remember how to use a pen and paper. Sometimes courthouses will let you print copies, but it's really expensive, like 50 cents a copy. If you do it this way and go to the courthouse and manually pull records, make sure you get the deceased person's name, the executor's name, the executor's mailing address, and if you're lucky, there may even be an executor's email. Now, once you pull this data, you have 3 options. 1, send a direct mail letter. 2, skip trace the executor to obtain the phone number and then call him or her. And 3, send an email if it was provided. Now, we'll talk about marketing strategies in a minute, but first, let's talk about the other 3 methods to find probate leads. Method number 2 is to skip the courthouse. If you're like me, I don't have time for that, nor do I think it's a good use of time. If you're a subscriber to my wholesaling and flipping software called FLIPSTER, then probate leads are provided as one of the lead sources in 41 states. Now, I'll post in the description the list of states. Once you pull a probate list inside FLIPSTER, you can use the FLIPSTER skip trace service to get the phone number or the FLIPSTER direct mail service. Now, if you've never heard of FLIPSTER, it's a cloud-based, all-inclusive system to organize, streamline, and automate all of the steps to wholesaling and flipping houses, including motivated seller leads. To learn more and see it in action, just go to getflipster.com. Okay, method number 3 is to network with probate attorneys. In most markets, there is a specialized probate attorney involved in the probate process. These attorneys can be involved in hundreds of probate cases a year, and many of their clients have real estate involved, so they could be a huge source of referrals. And if you've been following me and watching my videos, you know that I'm a big proponent of building a referral network for generating real estate leads. Your goal is to offer the probate attorney to help his or her clients liquidate any real estate assets. Like I mentioned earlier, present yourself as a full service probate expert. When offering your service to a probate attorney, offer to pay him or her a referral fee. Some will be open to this idea and some are unable to be compensated due to their fiduciary duties to their client. They call it a conflict of interest. Now, if they are able to receive a referral fee from you, ask them what that would look like to build a long-term relationship. In other words, let them name the price and then whatever it is, build it into the deal to cover that cost. If they can't receive referral fees, they may still be interested in giving you referrals as a value add to their clients. Now, the best way to build a referral relationship is to Google probate attorneys in your market and call them. Here's a simple script you can use. We specialize in helping families in probate who have real estate that needs liquidated. Everything from buying the property as is for cash, selling it on the open market, making repairs to the property, clean out services, etc. Whatever their real estate needs are, we can assist them, and we'd love to create a long-term working relationship with you to provide these services to your clients. We can even pay you a referral fee if interested. Do you have any clients now with real estate that we can help? Method number 4 is similar to probate attorneys, and that is family law and estate planning attorneys. Now, they are often familiar with probate as they are the ones who help people write their wills and plan how to distribute assets. Family law and estate planning attorneys can be another great repeat referral source. Follow the same technique used with probate attorneys to build a referral relationship and provide a full service solution to their clients and offer to pay them a referral fee. Method number 5 is nursing homes and retirement homes. In many cases, when an elderly spouse passes, the surviving spouse is ready to go into a nursing or retirement home, but the funds from selling the assets are needed to pay for it. Retirement homes know this and are eager to help their clients sell their unwanted real estate. Again, follow the same technique used with probate attorneys and family law and estate planning attorneys to build a referral relationship by offering to provide a full service solution to their clients. By now, I hope you're catching the vision of how to think outside the box when it comes to probate. Let's keep that theme going. There are 2 additional ways to work with probate leads aside from helping them liquidate their unwanted real estate. In a lot of cases, in addition to having unwanted real estate, or even if there isn't any real estate at all, there's often an inheritance of cash. Now, I think I saw a statistic that said that on average, probate creates like $175,000 in liquid cash. Now, I'm not sure if that's true, but remember step 10 in the probate process is to disperse any remaining assets, including cash, to the beneficiaries as stated in the will. And the beneficiaries may be interested in investing that cash with you either as a private lender on your real estate deals or as a cash buyer for your wholesale deals. So even if you're unable to make money on the real estate, if there is a cash inheritance, you can still make money helping the beneficiaries invest that cash in your other deals. Now, if you think that's genius, leave a comment and say, Jerry, you are a flipping genius. Finally, let's take a minute and discuss wholesaling and flipping probate deals. Once you enter into negotiations on a probate deal, it's important to find out where it's currently at in the 10-step probate timeline we discussed earlier. That's why you need to understand the probate process. It's not uncommon for the executor to prematurely start marketing the property and looking for a buyer before the property is able to be sold. One of my first probate deals, I didn't understand the timeline, and it took almost 6 months to close the deal, and I had no idea why it took so long or how to plan for my deal. All of a sudden, one day, 6 months after signing the contract, I got a call that they were ready to close. Now, don't let that happen to you. When working a lead, if you are early in the process, that's okay. Just know your timeline and be sure to have some provisions in your contract to allow you to reevaluate the deal if too much time goes by. Now, this is important because in 4 or 5 or 6 months later, the market may have shifted and or the property condition may have worsened if it's being neglected. So add the following stipulation to your contract to address this. This contract is valid for 6 months. However, seller to give buyer a 10-day inspection contingency once property is through probate and 30 days prior to clear to close. What this does is it commits the seller to the contract for 6 months, but it gives you an opportunity to reevaluate the deal with an inspection contingency. If at that time the original contract price no longer works, then the inspection contingency gives you the opportunity to renegotiate or terminate the contract. Likewise, I don't want my earnest money sitting in escrow for 6 months either. So another provision to add to the contract is, furthermore, earnest money to be paid once said property is through probate and title company issues clear to close. In other words, once title is able to schedule a closing, then pay the earnest money. If your goal is to wholesale the deal, once you have an executed contract, either find a cash buyer already, but make sure he or she understands and agrees to the timeline, or wait until the deal is through probate and then find your cash buyer during your 10-day inspection window. And of course, make sure your contract is assignable. Other than that, treat it like any other deal. Don't forget, everything I covered on this video, including the scripts, is included in this free report. To get it now, click the link in the description. Hey, I hope you're excited to pursue probate leads. If you are, leave a comment and let me know that you plan on adding probate to your arsenal of deal finding strategies. And if you learned something new, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to my channel with hundreds of videos here on the channel and new videos released every single week. This is the #1 channel on YouTube for all things wholesaling and flipping. Do that now, and I'll see you on the next video.